Once again, hello, Ruben LEN10. Thanks for coming to the LAKEUNITED studio. Like most of the people know you. Actually, like we did a question, who knows you on Instagram? And it was like 30%, 3 out of 10 didn't know who Ruben LEN10 was. And it was like for us, like, you know, it's Ruben LEN10, you should know him.
When we started,
that's pretty good. Some people are not on the internet all the time, so good on them.
Like one of the heroes of kite surfing, first time I get to know Ruben was 2008 or something. No, 2007. And I always watched the video Cape Town Sessions Part 2.
Nice, thank you. Yeah, there have been quite some videos going on. I've been around a few years, so
a little bit, yes. So for everybody who is watching, you have the chat function, so you can put some comments in here and you can ask questions directly. Yes, we have Thomas here. He says, awesome. So whatever you write down, we kind of sum it up, put it together, and then ask directly Ruben LEN10. Like the topic of this talk should be how to get sponsored in 2021. How does it work? Like, for me, it's like, did the numbers of the followers on social media, did they like cancel the mega loop? What's important today?
Yeah, I mean, back in the day when I rolled into it, the sport was still very young. So yeah, getting sponsors back in the day might have been a bit easier because yeah, we were the only young guys around. So yeah, we got invited into a team and got a manager and a coach. Got into the first competitions and got some good results. So it was fairly easy to build your name amongst the older guys. But nowadays there's like so many young and upcoming talents around the world that it's really hard to stand out, you know. Everybody is on Instagram, on TikTok, and all the social media channels. I mean, having a good profile there and keeping up your content to have a big following is of course very nice. But what I think is a little bit wrong in the mentality of the riders is that they spend a lot of time practicing tricks on the water, whilst most of my work happens on my laptop. You know, managing my career, being in touch with the sponsors, really proactively come up with concepts for content, for events, for projects, to promote the sport, promote myself, and promote my partners. So nowadays, I think it's very interesting to use your kite and kiteboard as advertising space, and every local kiter is relevant to their local audience, you know. So I think local businesses could be very interesting first sponsors for local kiters, you know. You don't even have to be the local pro. No, you're just the local billboard because you are the kiteboarder, the local kiteboarder. So that's what we have set up in the LEN10 Team Rider Challenge. Because I really wanted to share some of my knowledge with the next generation to use their kiteboard as advertising space. And we have gotten really awesome feedback and some good results. We now have 20 riders that completed the challenge. So they actually learned how to reach out to local sponsors and offer their board as advertising space and offer them some content and some social media posts. And now they are sponsored and earned their first kiteboard for free. So that's really cool, you know.
And what's the goal of your project? Like you show them how it's done and...
Yeah, the first goal of the project was just to support the next generation, just to get them thinking that they will be sponsored by a kite brand. Because all the riders, they want to be sponsored by a Nord, by a Cabrina, by a Ozone, by a kite brand. But yeah, the kite brands only sponsor a few guys and they cannot sponsor everybody. You know? So there's way more riders than kite brands will ever sponsor in their team. And then also kiteboarding industry is fairly small, you know, so the budgets of the kite companies are gone already to their team and their marketing and stuff. So yeah, I think looking for budgets outside the industry is what we have to focus on together.
Okay.
Are you guys sponsored?
We actually have been in the best team together like some years ago.
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah. Yes, like in the beginning, it was like when everything was small and yeah.
But right now, no.
No, we are old.
Yeah, but you're still relevant to local businesses because you're one of the main characters in the kite surfing industry at your home spot.
So like kind of your main message is don't look out for a kite sponsor, go for out of the kite industry sponsors.
Yeah, for local businesses, I think, businesses, I mean, it's Corona time, so sponsoring is maybe weird or in these times for some companies, but there's also companies and industries that have been thriving because of the Corona, and potentially reach out to a business in your area that has been thriving and help them to get more image, more content, more followers, and help them in getting more sales and customers, and do it that way.
But for sponsoring, is it more important to have skills on the water, or like have more people, or like on social media followers, which is more important?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at picking out a sponsor, I think it's really important to understand what that company is trying to achieve. So if you go to the local grocery store, they want to facilitate the local people with good and healthy food, so really try and help them, communicate that message and get more customers to believe in their brand, and really think about which brands want to achieve what and help them in realizing their dream.
Ruben, Thomas is asking, what channels are the most relevant in your opinion?
I think these days YouTube is definitely good. I mean, vlogging, people like to just click something and just watch something for 20 minutes or something. You see Kevin doing that very well. Everybody's loving it, and I think YouTube is doing a good algorithm to push the videos right now. So also Instagram is still relevant. TikTok has some different formats, but I mean, definitely not Facebook anymore.
You're also on Clubhouse now, I think I've seen.
Yeah, that's right. We just started with Clubhouse. I've been on Clubhouse for 4 weeks now, and I was just listening, and I got so inspired by all the conversations and just the people you can get in touch with randomly, and some cool subjects are just discussed there, and also about NFTs, about so many varieties of subjects. You can just jump into the room and listen to conversations while you're just doing something else, and that's why I just started the World Kite Club on Clubhouse as well, to just unify all the kiters and spread some interesting information, and that's really, really fun. On Sunday we do another room, so if you're up for it, please join us. I think we have Jalou and Bruna, who we will ask some nice in-depth questions, and you can also answer or ask your question there. So,
So we have a question from Vernson. We discussed about it. I thought that your first sponsor was Slingshot. Is it right, or was it Nash? Because you said it was Nash.
You're both not wrong. My first sponsor was actually Wipika. But my first kite was a Nash. Then I got it. Oh no, my first sponsor was not a Wipika because we bought it. So it was a Nash we bought first, a 2-liner. Then we bought the 4-line Wipika. And then I almost had a sponsorship with Wipika, but then Slingshot came with a better deal and better vibes and better gear. So I went with Slingshot. So Slingshot is my first sponsor.
Cool. Like talking about money, how much does a team rider earn actually? What do you think is like the most, like the one with the best deals? How much can you earn? $100,000 per year? Is it like realistic, or is it like unreal, or do you have to put everything into travels and competitions and to get there?
This is something else which is not so standard, because I mean, everybody calls himself a pro kiteboarder, there's lots of guys that get maybe free gear and they call themselves a pro kiteboarder, but in my eyes you are a pro kiteboarder if you can live from it, and then I mean live from your sponsor money and how creative you are with getting partners on board. But there's pro riders that just get their gear for free. They call themselves a pro rider. There's a pro rider that makes better deals and they get their travels paid for. Then you have the next generation. They get some content budget as well to spend for themselves. Then the next level up is they get some salary as well. And then the next ones are clever and they look outside the industry and get some other commercial deals on board. And then, you can make way more money. So, I mean, from a kite company, I wouldn't expect more than 100,000 per year. No, you have to be looking outside the industry and you have to work really hard on some interesting campaigns there. So I mean, you can earn $1 million probably if you do it very, very well. But yeah, that's a lot of work. I don't earn $1 million a year. No, by farming. I have to work way harder. But I've got some plans. I've got some ideas. It makes you creative, you know.
Cool.
Kiteboarding you don't do for the money. You do it for the lifestyle and for the passion. And if you can make some money somehow in a natural way, then I think go for it.
Who do you think does it the best right now? Actually, like who kind of?
That's an interesting question. I think Nick Jacobsen has been on a very, very good path with his style, with his deals. Sorry. So just turn my phone off. Yeah, I think Nick Jacobsen is doing really well, getting involved there with Nord as well. I think he's got a huge network. He's running his projects very clever. Then, yeah, I mean, Kevin starting his own brand after years of being a team rider below Robbie Nash, getting yearly contracts and just not getting that security. Yeah, just taking control in his own hands. Starting his own brand, being received very well. But yeah, so respect for that. It's definitely not easy to start a kite brand, but I think he built a good team around him. He's delivering good products in a fun way. Yeah, so I think he's doing well. Then who else? I think, yeah, Liam and Rita are making some nice deals. I hope Hannah is making some out of industry deals. Obviously, Gisela, one of the top business ladies in our sport. I saw her kiting for the first time when she was 8 years old in Tarifa, with her dad training her and coaching her and just being nonstop. And yeah, I think she had that business mindset from her dad from a young age, and she's always been having big outside industry partners. So yeah, I think she can live from that very well. And yeah, myself, I've always been focused on promoting the sport as a whole, and yeah, creating cool content and concepts for out of industry partners. So, and also with the LEN10 experience has been very cool. Just to take some more control in our own hands instead of being dependent on sponsors. So that felt very good. Yeah, and I hope the next generation will learn how to make some clever deals and make a sustainable career for themselves.
The LEN10 experience, is it more about kite surfing or is it networking or both?
Not necessarily networking. It's just about the kite lifestyle. It's about kiting because I live and breathe and dream kiting. And this is, yeah, if you put us in a kite spot in Brazil for 1 week with people from all over the world that love kiting, then yeah, automatically you progress in kiting, but you also connect on other things in life during that week. And yeah, you learn as a group new things, new ways, fun, deep conversations about life. And yeah, for me, it's more about the lifestyle and just sharing the passion and the knowledge what you have in the 7 areas of life, I will say. Not necessarily kiting 12 hours a day, you have to progress. No, I'm not like that. I'm about a good time, a fun downwinder, and if you play, you learn, you know?
The bigger picture.
And the lifestyle.
You guys are actually doing some cool trips, right?
We try to, yes.
Yeah.
So what is your brand all about?
Like we actually started just like a travel company with like classic Egypt, and now we go more and more into niches. Now we like do kite lessons for deaf people, like they can't hear, so they do everything with sign language.
Yeah.
And then we do like snow kite camps in Norway, and so we go into niches, and that works quite good actually.
Yeah, combined with expeditions and sleeping in tents.
Nice. Yeah, I think people love an experience these days. So yeah, definitely keep that up. You know, I think group travel is amazing. I think we all want to feel united, especially after this Corona. We could use some friends we travel with. You know, so keep it up.
True. Ruben, Thomas is asking, do you know any famous kiteboarders, like famous like celebrities like Obama and Branson? Are there anybody else you know?
Yeah, there's quite a few celebrities that kite actually. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Richard Branson obviously, Obama, which he's saying, but also Richie Houghton, one of my friends. He's a huge techno producer, DJ, aka Plastic Man. Then we have Lily Palmer, also a techno DJ here in my hometown.
Never heard of.
And never heard of the techno DJs.
No.
Which other celebs? Yeah, I mean, there's a few famous Dutch people that kite that are on television regularly. But yeah, I think there's quite a scene of celebs that kite, definitely.
Check.
I mean, kiting is the new golf, right? With all the foiling and like the clubs going on, like let's go.
I think we go for the rock and roll question.
The sex, drugs, and rock and roll question. Like, how does the competition scene, like back in the days, 10 years ago, I think it was different than today. Today, the riders are younger. They come with their parents to the competition. How was it back then?
Your lifestyle has been rock and roll and sex and maybe something else. And now you're all mentoring, inspiring Ruben LEN10. So can you tell us about the past a little bit?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I rolled into kiteboarding when I was 10 years old. I was always on the beach by myself, surrounded by older guys that were partying, that were doing fun stuff. And when I was 12 years old, I picked up the kite for the first time. When I was 14 years old, I actually entered my first competition, and 13 years old. And I started traveling more and more. Also, when I was 14, I was in a team that had a coach and a manager, and they took me on my first trips around the world. And yeah, obviously you get into a whole different environment than other 14-year-old people or kids. And yeah, I think that matured me quite quickly, but also made me a bit crazy and feel like, I don't know, I was always that wild kid around there, you know, just annoying everyone and just being very wild and outrageous. But back then there were no cameras around, so that was a good thing. It was still if you would behave like that now, you will get a spanking and some bad publicity online, I guess. But yeah, back then I made quite a name for myself, I guess. So it kind of worked out in my favor, I hope. Or I have to make up for it now. That's why I'm trying to be more inspiring and responsible these days. Give back to the community, you know. But yeah, back in the days, the competitions were, yeah, we were still professional, but there were also, yeah, I mean, big parties, and now everybody's taking it really serious. And yeah, it's a different ball game these days because there's more eyeballs watching and checking what you do and measuring and data and etc. So yeah, and the sport and the people are maturing, I guess. But the wild side has gone off a little bit. Shame.
Do you miss it?
I miss it, but for me it's great timing because yeah, I've got a kid now, so I have to up my responsibilities. And yeah, I think it's time that the sport matures and we see some epic events. And yeah, I'm happy to be a part of that and hopefully guide it into some kind of direction as well. Got a master plan cooking, so some cool stuff coming up.
Cool. Flo is asking, like, that's a good, like, now we put it further. Where do you see kite surfing in 10 years? Do you think right now we have a plateau? Do you think it's still growing? Is it going down? Like back in the days, windsurfing, it kind of disappeared because all the gear got too expensive.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, kite surfing has been booming everywhere for the past 20 years. And I don't think we really plateau or something. I think in the next 10 years, it will, yeah, I think double. Because the way we teach will become safer, more efficient with some new techniques. Also with the Olympics coming up, a lot more people will get to know about our sport, and hopefully they put it in the right way and yeah, give off a good vibe and not just the racing vibe and this is the only discipline, but yeah, really take that platform to talk about the sport as a whole and what kind of disciplines you have and what it gives back to people, you know. The oldest guy on the water is probably 88 or maybe 90 now. And the youngest one is 3 or 4 years old, you know. So it's a really broad sport that you can do at your own pace. And yeah, it just gives so much back, taking you out in the busy life and really connect with nature, spend time with yourself and yeah, try progress at things, you know. I think it makes people really confident and healthy to be out there, physical and mental wise, because yeah, you're always working on something, on getting better, and that's just really exciting and builds confidence in people. So yeah, I really see a huge yeah, a huge future for this sport because it just benefits all areas of life, I must say.
Okay, and how do you think is like kite surfing? How will it look like in 10 years? Like pretty much like now, or?
That's a good question. Yeah, I think a bit more structured because yeah, it will get busier on the beaches. So I think we'll have more dedicated areas. Maybe also some, yeah, some offshore areas that I don't know, that will be created with like yeah, pentons to create flat water or kite islands or something. Some solutions will have to come up, I think. Competition wise, we will have much more awesome competitions for the pros, for the up and coming talents, and for the amateurs. So I think there will be some entertaining events going on a lot. I think also online we will have online kite events or competitions. I think maybe even with betting on there, you know. I think we can make a really cool concepts around this and see the sport progress a lot quicker as well.
Cool.
So
Joe is asking, do you think foiling is going to take over?
I mean, foiling is already adding a great bit to the sport. It's getting a lot of sailors, golfers, other people into the sport. It's opening up a whole new new wind range. Basically, you can kite with no wind. You can be out there exploring. You can be fishing. You can, I don't know. Foiling is just, I think it's awesome. You know, I'm not so attracted to it just yet, but I'm sure that will come. I mean, I like the feeling of it, but I still have too much drive. I want to fly in me. But once that edge is off, if it will ever come off, I think I'll be more into the foiling as well. And also with the wing sport is also taking off massively. People find it a lot safer to cruise that way. It's a lot more accessible. So I think the wing is doing a nice job. And I think a lot more products will be sold.
Cool. So we have a few questions about your positivity, and have you ever had problems getting back on the water after an injury, or?
Yeah, right now I'm struggling big time. Like I thought I was on the water. I thought I was going to be on the water within a year for sure, and now it's almost 2 years, so that's double. And still I think I need like 2 more months before, I mean, I can ease back into it now, but it's still adjusting a little bit, and the muscles in the back of my heel are still a little bit overused quickly. So I think I'm struggling more than ever, but I'm not actually struggling. It's been my biggest challenge, but I'm keeping super happy and positive, and I'm living a fulfilled life with my kid. I can breathe every day. I can do my exercise. I can eat food. Like, I have nothing to complain about. You know, I can work on realizing my dreams. So I'm a happy camper, you know, whatever happens.
I think this is the answer to the next question. If you have like changed your mindset, there is a question from Warrenson about your sickness and how it influenced your mindset or your vision or your goals.
Yeah, I mean, the whole cancer ride just sent me on a personal development journey. Where I got so much time to look at myself, at life, at how my life had happened and what happened to me, how that shaped me. And I learned how to look at that in a totally new way, you know. Your biggest challenges shape you the most. So like Steve Jobs said in his famous and inspiring Stanford commencement speech, he said, you cannot connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards. And I found that to be so true because I started looking back in my life and connecting my dots from the big life challenges I experienced. And then the first one is my parents' divorce, actually. When I was 6 years old, my parents got divorced. But that actually saw my brother and I living in between 2 camps with my parents looking for their new structure. And I moved houses 10 times before I was even 10. But that actually made me cycle to the beach and feel free at the beach. And that's where I got rid of my emotions. And I saved up some money to buy a little power kite. And that's actually how I got into flying kites. And then one day I'm flying my kite and I look up the beach and I see this massive inflatable kite on the water. And that was back in 2000. And that was the first kiteboarder I ever saw. And then I just knew what I wanted to do. And I was like, my parents still promised me a present to make up for their divorce. So yeah, that big life challenge, when you look back at it, actually led me to the beach and made me find my biggest passion in life. And yeah, for that, I'm forever grateful. So in the moment, I had a lot of emotions and stress and whatever, but it actually was needed to guide me to my passion.
Yeah.
So that's a big gift for which I will be forever grateful. And if you start looking at your challenges like that, then the next challenge was, okay, I became a kiteboarder, I became a professional. Then in the 2006 season, I wanted to become world champion. And then 2 weeks before the season would start in Venezuela, I was training and I get injured really badly on my left ankle. I stretched my ligaments and yeah, I just saw the whole year collapse and all my hard work and my dreams, yeah, just vanish off the radar for that year. So I was chilling at home instead of traveling the world to the competitions. And I was really bummed and I was like, damn it. Feeling terrible, breaking up with my girlfriend at the time. And yeah, this actually got me to not care about competitions anymore, but really spend more time at home and focus on free riding and specialize myself in storm conditions. And this has been my biggest second gift, you know, and it's like, wow, this came out of that big challenge and life went different. If I would have known beforehand, I would have felt a lot more chill that I will trust it'll be all right. It happens for a reason, blah, blah, blah. And that's also the same with the cancer, you know, it just gave me the best and deepest perspective into life and human nature and behavior. And yeah, for that, I'm forever grateful. And that's how I went into the challenge of shattering my ankle, knowing that it's going to be all right and it's going to lead me to my dreams again. And yeah, now bring on any challenge. It's going to lead me to my dream, you know. Yeah, if you go into a challenge like that, I've been smiling every day, bro. Yeah, I'm just waiting for it. And the puzzle pieces keep falling into place. And my dream plan is getting better and better.
It is. You just see it when you're looking back. Also for us, like 1 year ago, when everything shut down because of the coronavirus, we had to cancel our whole business because it's traveling, couldn't travel anymore. But now looking back, it's like so much good things happened out of this. Like we're doing this right now. We made new plans, new camps, and we just adapted kind of it. And this is like actually kind of better than before. So it's...
And you have some time at home.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, this is how my house looks. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, that's helped me greatly in the mindset. Mm-hmm. And also I did this personal development course where I learned to look back like that, you know, and that there's always equal drawbacks and benefits to whatever happens. So that course is called I Discovered 360, and yeah, it's just changed my life and my whole perspective on humans, you know. It's great.
Cool. So when you are 80, we have this question. It's like, when you're 80, which kite story will you tell your grandchildren, or which stories are you really proud of?
That I shattered my ankle and that I yeah, did the best thing for the sport I could ever imagine.
Cool.
Just connect the whole world of kiteboarding worldwide and just, yeah, create a sustainable future for the sport and the people in our industry.
And what would you tell the Ruben 15 years ago? Like, what advices would you give him if he's starting now, and kind of what would you tell him?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, cool.
I wouldn't have done anything differently, but yeah, to the 15-year-old, yeah, believe in yourself and just do what feels good. Don't live from the head, live from the heart, and then everything will be all right.
It's gonna work out.
Definitely.
Okay,
Do you remember your first mega loop?
Oh, yes.
First one, yes.
Yes. This was actually in 2003 in Belgium. I was in a heat in this North Sea Open contest against Aaron and some other guys. And in the heat, I just knew I needed to do something big. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to jump and I'm going to keep pulling. But this was a slingshot GTO. It has a very weird aspect ratio. It was like a little ball, this kite. So the loop will be, and the thing will just hit the water before me. And it's like, wow, I kept crashing. So I knew that I just needed to pull harder. And all of a sudden, pop, I made it. And I was like, wow, sick. And then, yeah, we just started to take that higher and higher. And the mega loop was born. Dope. Lots of crashes beforehand, but most of it came from visualizing and then trying and keeping making it right.
Yeah. When we when we go on our camps, also like most of the people want to learn how to kite loop.
Because of you.
Join free riding, jumping a little bit, and then the next question is, how do I start with kite loops?
Yeah, exactly. I'm creating an awesome course, so that will be ready in 2 months from now. So then people can purchase the course and just get the full circle on how to do this safely and securely and awesomely. Are you guys looping?
Not anymore.
Not
no.
anymore. Yeah, like the knees. Yeah, you paid your duties.
Yeah. How old are you guys? Or how young?
Like 34
and 38.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he's 38 and I'm 34.
Life's almost over. No, man. Yeah, I think those knees still have some years in them. Or are you just foiling and surfboard now?
We actually start to foil more and more because it's the golf part of kite surfing.
Yeah.
When you get old, you're doing this.
That's it.
Patrick is on a strapless board more and more. So
nice. Sunday brunch and kite surfing at the club. Yeah, nice. Now we have the youngsters that can put up the show, you know, like I think it's right what you do because it's not worth messing up your body during a hectic kite obsession because the risk and reward, you know, I mean, it might feel awesome, but what am I going to get from it in life? It's like, I'm happy just cruising and staying in one piece and doing some other things that fulfill me. That's good. Risk and reward is important.
Talking about your sponsor, you're still with Ozone?
Yeah, definitely.
They're still cool. That's because actually I didn't really know. Do they keep you? Did they drop you? Or
no. I mean, we've had such an awesome partnership over the past 1.5 years, and
cool.
I really fell in love with that whole company, their vision, the mission, and just all the people that work there. They're such a passionate people, you know. And that's why they just created their own factory and really, focus on building awesome products. And they have quite a lot of products. Like it's hard even for me to remember what kind of products they all have. But yeah, they're so specialized in creating exactly the right products for the actual niche in the sport, you know. And I have a lot of respect for that. A lot of design skills come with that. And I also love their custom kites because they, in their own factory, they can just add any logo, any design, and I've always ridden custom kites and used my gear as advertising space. So it's been really awesome working with them.
Did you ever meet Rob, the kite designer of Ozone?
Yeah, of course, Rob Whittle.
Okay. Because we actually tried to also get him in this show, but it was kind of Ozone. Rob is not like a talky person and they want to keep confidential, so we couldn't get him here actually.
I'm trying to get him onto my show, but it's hard to pin down. But yeah, they mostly let their product do the talking, and but I'm doing some of their social media now and helping them in marketing a bit and managing the team. I want to hear more of the designer as well. So hopefully we get some cool videos of him talking about the products he designs.
Mm-hmm. Diana is asking, what are your not kite industry sponsors? Like I think you have Bank, that's a money bank.
Yeah, it's an online bank, just transforming the traditional way of banking without offices, so everything can be done right from the app. And they have so many awesome features, and they just keep adding epic features to make life easier and manage the money even easier. So they're also really green, so they plant all trees for every €100 they spend or you spend. So I've been loving it. And,
how many trees do you have?
Sorry.
How many trees do you have?
I think like 400 or something. That kind of shit. But this is over the years. That's why I always try and pay for everyone. But, and then they can pay me back, so we plant more trees. But they have all these colors in their logo, like the rainbow. And ever since I started working with them, I just see colors everywhere. My life got so colorful because I just like relate everything to Bond because I create cool content for them. So every time automatically you just focus on the colors. So that's really awesome. And they're called Bank of the Free. So that's kind of what I do for them as an ambassador, portrait of freedom. And that's been going very well. They've been a good supporter. And then another fun sponsor I got in touch with, or they got in touch with me, was when I shattered my ankle. I got a phone call from Stryker. Stryker's a huge medical company. So they make those plates that are inside my ankle. And yeah, they actually asked if I wanted to become an ambassador. So I've done a talk for their sales meeting for 2,500 people last year in Barcelona. And then I think there were 25,000.
Out of the kite industry. Huh? It's like,
yeah, that's crazy, man. Huge company. So I'm doing a talk for, again, 3,000 people, I believe, for their international sales meeting on Zoom next week. So I'm all nervous about speaking again, but
you're doing good.
It's fun, you know. But yeah, those are the out of industry partners that I work with now.
Check. So we have some more. Number one tip to do, like this is not sponsor question. Number one tip to do my first powered kite loop. What would you recommend?
Pull your backhand.
Pull your backhand easy.
No, I mean, it's so hard to explain moves like when you're not in the wind, not in the same position. But yeah, what is really important is start underpowered. Get used to where you put your hand, how you loop this kite, how long you have to pull before the kite turns to 12 o'clock again. So just start underpowered and maybe even without a board to just body drag and learn how you can loop this kite and where it will pull you. And that's how you can kind of maneuver yourself towards edging harder, jumping higher. One thing that I see a lot of people do wrong is like they jump and then they wait and then on the way down they pull their loop and then they actually land and then the kite pulls. So I wouldn't pull it on the way down. Just commit to it and just work up to it with a small kite. I think that's good. Even doing riding down loops and controlling your board and getting used to landing with speed and getting a lot of board control like that is very important. And obviously, just buy my course when it's online and or book a LEN10 experience.
So because I can't really see the name. It's like, how will this course differ from Anton Chernyshov, Advocate Learning to Fly?
That's the guy,
Russian guy who has
Russian guy on YouTube. Videos. Well, it will be very different than that. I mean, what he does, he's explaining it in 3 videos, and that's about it. But there's so much more to it than just telling somebody how to do it. It's a whole mindset. It's you live with this. So it's like a 9-week program that we coach you through the whole, the gear, body, mind, visualizing, all kinds of exercises to really build up your confidence to really do this properly and forever. So it will be a whole different full 360 course basically. So you will see a lot of value in that course. That's for sure. So
not only about kite surfing.
No, definitely not. No.
When is it starting or when?
I think it's done at the beginning of May.
Cool.
Yeah, you will see. I'm launching a new platform, so that's going to be awesome. The World Kite Club.
I was a little bit off, so but this is really interesting because I had to read the comments and check everything. So is this like you pay for this and then you get a course online and you make it for 9 weeks?
Yeah, it will be a paid online course where I put all my knowledge and all the valuable lessons and exercises for people to just expand their kite lifestyle, basically, and really, learn how everything is working from body position to board position to gear settings. The whole shebang will be explained instead of just 3 videos on YouTube that you watch over and over again. And people will also be able to send in their video and they will get feedback from me.
It's really interesting because we also started to like doing online coaching.
Yeah.
Before we said like, come on, you need a kite to learn something. And it actually worked really, really good. We were quite impressed how good you can teach something, talking to the person and visualizing and stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a bit hard with right now, like live doing like the hand signals and stuff, but people behind their laptop are focused and they're actually, once you give them time to really think about it and visualize what they're doing, instead of explaining them on the windy beach, there's benefits to this as well, definitely. And if you can voice over some video right now and talk through it, it's really good. And analyzing what they do wrong, because everybody has a different kite style and does something else wrong. So you need to yeah, have some personal feedback there as well.
Cool. Quite interesting.
So you can upload videos from my session and maybe some fitness tutorials and like an app which include all these services.
Yeah.
Is it an app?
No, it's not an app. No. Oh. I mean, the platform will be in an app, so you'll be able to get it on your phone, but it's not a specific app. No. Yeah, I'm still working on the whole thing, but it's looking to be awesome.
What is it called?
The Kite, the course. Yeah, we don't have the name out yet.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it will be a Kite Loop 360 course. And not 360 as in the 360, but like the full circle on what you need to do the Kite Loop. So. And I was going to call it the Mega Loop course, but people might be a bit too scared for the Mega Loop. So let's start with the Kite Loop course first.
That's actually, that's not too bad, because actually Mega Loop just like it will be down to a really, really small niche, but just looping, starting small, everybody can do it. Everybody.
Exactly. I mean, I could still explain my signature moves, but like you say, it's a small niche that needs that. And if they got that far, they will probably get further on their own as well.
Cool. So, Ruben, actually, we got a lot of questions so far from you, a lot of information. Like my next question would be, what are your future plans? But you just like told us what are your future plans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe more events upcoming, like the Red Bull Mega Loop Challenge. You started the Red Bull Mega Loop Challenge, or?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was working together with Red Bull for 12 years. We stopped 2 years ago. But yeah, with them, I went to the Red Bull King of the Air in 2005. And from there on, yeah, the Red Bull King of the Air has always been my favorite event. And after 2005, they canceled it. So I brought it back in 2012 in South Africa, because we have more wind, more waves there, and we always spend our time there. So I convinced Red Bull to do the LEN10 Mega Loop Challenge there, because there we wanted to check where extreme kiteboarding was at, how many riders were interested in big air. We had a lot of riders sign up, and the contest was spectacular. So in 2013, that became the Red Bull King of the Air again. And yeah, we continued with the Red Bull Mega Loop Challenge in Holland. So yeah, I've always been involved with creating a platform for the next generation to make name, because I never care about winning or competitions or that sort of stuff. I always do that for fun, but mostly organize it for other guys and for the sport, basically. And that's always kind of been my vision.
Do you think freestyle or big air is going to be Olympic?
I hope not. Too many rules to make that go. No. I mean, that's not kind of my vibe. I don't think it's the vibe for the sport. Racing, okay, you can put rules and numbers to it, but you already see it in the King of the Air. Everybody has such a different style, different wind gusts. Like, I mean, yeah, to put really accurate Olympic medals to that, I think that's a bit too loose. I think we should keep the sport more free, and go head that way. That would be good. And that's what we will work on as well, because now it's only Red Bull pushing the events. So I'm also going to try organize some other concepts for the pros as well, but also for up and coming riders, because I don't think there's enough cool events managed properly for the up and coming riders. So hopefully we can come up with some cool concepts and get some out of industry sponsors just besides Red Bull to also help grow this sport and create platforms for the next generation and just have a cool kite show.
Cool.
So
one last question, Ruben. How much actually did one season of competing cost? How much does a kid have to invest to do this? Or get the money from sponsors? Or
everybody does it in their own way. You know, you have guys sleeping on their board back and sleeping on everybody's couches, or you have guys that do rent their own car, that got their own apartment, and it's just what you can afford and how you want to do it and what you want to sacrifice, obviously. But and it depends how many stops there are. So roughly between 15,000 euros, which is on the low end, I think. 15,000 is okay. And then I mean, you can also spend 25. You know, that's it. But if you have a dream plan, then there is always support to be found. You just have to package it well and really think in how you can support your partner with what you want to do, and I think we can make some cool deals.
Cool. Ruben, thanks a lot for your time, for your glimpse behind the curtains.
Yeah, thank you.
And yeah, good luck with your. I'm really interested in this in your coaching program.
Really cool.
And
yeah, what's happening for you guys in the near future?
We hope actually to like Sicily open again, so we can do camps there, and then like the safe spot will be our camps in Denmark.
Nice.
Hopefully.
Denmark is cool.
And our home spot as well. So we have some ideas of creating new products for our home spot.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are going for this.
Yeah, wicked. Yeah, I've realized that as well, that my home spot is actually freaking great for an experience. So we're doing an LEN10 experience here as well. So
cool.